Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Toya. I'm back. Got a new video for y'all today. It's not you, it's them. Today's video is about when people do you wrong, they do you dirty, whether it's betrayal, abandonment, whatever the case may be, they did you wrong, you didn't deserve it, you did everything you could do, and they still did you wrong anyway. So I want to talk about some helpful tips and points on how to move forward when you felt like you've been done wrong by somebody else. Now today I'll be a little bit more reliant on my notes than I normally am, just because I don't want to miss any important points. All right, so let's jump right into it. So tip number one, understanding that it's not you, it's them. I mean, some people are just selfish and only think about their feelings or how a situation can benefit them. Don't let the way they move make you feel less than. You know that you did all that you could, loved as hard as you could, helped as much as you could. There wasn't anything more that you could have done to make them stay. If you know you gave them your best, you know you did all you could do, then understand the problem was not you, it was them, which leads me to my second point. You have to accept it. And I know it's easier said than done, but everybody has a reason that justifies their behavior. And that reason may not have anything to do with you at all. A lot of times people don't even mean to hurt you. They just do what they think is in their best interest at the time. In some instances, people have other things that are going on in their lives and they're not able to give you what you need or want. If God allowed that person to leave out of your life, it was for a reason. They were just there for a season, and seasons change. So we have to be more accepting of it. And I know it's not easy to do. I know it takes time. Everybody moves at their own pace. But it's important in order for your healing, in order to progress and move forward, you have to accept that that person is no longer in your life for whatever reason, whether you agree with it or not. You know, they made a different move, a different decision. My third point would be you have to forgive them. And this is probably one of the hardest things to do, but really forgiveness is more about your healing than it is for them. You know, a lot of times we feel like if we forgive them, we let them off the hook. But it's not really that. It's just like until you forgive them, you're still stuck in that same situation. You're still holding on to those hurts. You're still holding on to those issues, whatever they may be. So you have to forgive them to facilitate your own healing. And in most instances, like I said, the people that have hurt us or done us wrong, they've moved on with their lives. They out here having a good time living it up while we still wondering, trying to figure out what we did wrong. We still mad, we still upset about it, and you know, trying to figure out why it happened. And in the meantime, they living life, you know. So while we're trying to figure out what went wrong, you know, they're moving on with their lives. They're in the next relationship, the next friendship, you know, whatever the case may be. They're on doing something else, and they're not thinking about you. They're not worried about you. And I mean, I don't mean to sound insensitive about it, but that's just the truth of the matter. So, you know, sometimes you don't get that release until you actually make a decision to forgive somebody and decide to move on with your life. My fourth point is to find your closure. It's easier to walk away when you know you've done all you could do. If you're giving 110% to a situation, you can easily or more easily walk away from something. But when you didn't really put your all into it, that's kind of when you question. But when you know you've done everything that you could possibly do to salvage a relationship, a friendship, you know, whatever the case, then you have to find closure to the situation. And sometimes, you know, a lot of us, it's hard to move on because we don't know why, we don't understand why. And that's fine because you're not always going to know the answer. So in these situations, when you don't know why, you have to make whatever assumption you need to make to let it go. In some cases, you know, it may have been signs along the way, you know, so even if your assumption is wrong, it's something that you can hold on to as a reason so that you can move forward. And then you have to really think about it, like how much does that person really care? They can just walk away anyway. I mean, be honest with yourself. Like, does their absence bring more value to your life than their presence? Like, are you better off now that they're not there? Are you able to be more productive? Are you getting stuff done? Are you a better person now that they're not around? You know, when they were around, were they toxic? You know, was y'all relationship dysfunctional? Was the friendship dysfunctional? Sometimes when that person's no longer there, then you can get on with your life. You can excel. You can do things that you may not have been able to do. They may have been holding you back from some things. You know, so whatever it takes, you have to find your closure. And you have to be able to close this chapter of your life in order to move to the next one. My fifth point would be lessons learned. You know, what did you learn from all this? You know, in dealing with this person, this relationship, this friendship, what did you learn? It may be people in your life that feel the same way about you. You know, you never know. It may be people that have been there for you. They might be feeling neglected by the other relationships that you're trying to salvage. That we should be nurturing those relationships where we're loved and valued, as well as the relationships that people really make an effort with us, instead of wasting our time and energy chasing somebody that really don't appreciate our love or want our help. Because, you know, you have people that always hold you down. No matter what the case, you call them, they're there. And those people sometimes we put on the back burner because we trying to fix this other relationship over here that don't even want to be mended. So I feel like, you know, a lesson that we can take away is really to value the people in our lives that do care, the people that do call, the people that do show up. You know, those are the relationships that we can put our focus and attention to because they're more productive. And then my next point would be better because of it. Don't let the situation make you bitter or angry. You know, don't let their inconsistent and inconsiderate ways dictate how you treat other people or make you bitter, you know, going forward. If anything, let it teach you how to be a better friend, a better spouse, a better parent, you know, a better child, whatever the relationship was, like, learn from it and you get better because of it. Ultimately, it's going to only make you stronger and prevent you from falling into those one-way type relationships or friendships in the future. And then my last tip is live your best life. You know, after all this is said and done, it's time to move forward, and it's time for you to start living your best life. Whether your revenge is your paper, whether you turn those L's into lessons, whatever it is, you have to move forward and you have to start living your best life. It's time to refocus on you. You know, whatever's happened has happened. Lose that victim mentality and take your power back. Let that hurt fuel you and take you to your next level. All right, guys, so I hope those tips have been helpful for you. I hope that you got a lot out of it. You know, we've all been hurt. We've all been through something, but at some point you have to decide to let it go. You have to decide to move forward. And you have to decide that, you know, they're not worth you missing out on your life, missing out on things that you could be doing by spending time worrying about something that's in the past. You know, somebody else, they already moved on, and, you know, you're still moping and dwelling on things that have happened. So just take things one day at a time, and hopefully you can apply these tips and it'll make the moving on process a little bit easier. All right, I'll see y'all the next time.